Hey, HannahMouse1 here. Welcome to another game dev video. I recently entered a Scratch game jam, which I thought was right up my alley. As many of you know, I have a fair amount of experience with Scratch as a platform, having made many games on it. There was an optional theme of survival for this game jam, and I decided to embrace it, so I made a fishing game. Now, the first thing that I always think of when making a game jam project is do not overscope. I may have overscoped. Just a little. I only added tile scrolling, fishing, an inventory system, crafting, health, hunger. So yeah, overscoping. That happened. Just to clarify, this is not a tutorial, but if you do want me to make tutorials about anything you see in this project, comment it down below and I'll be more than happy to cater to that. I was actually just reusing a lot of systems from my School Builder Idol 2 game. The tile scrolling and placing and all that was taken almost line for line from that game. I just modified it to work with a player character. Recently I've been really into making bitmap pixel art Scratch games because it's so much easier to be pixel perfect when it comes to the tiles, and I find the artwork so much easier to make. I have made stuff that I'm happy with in Vector, but bitmap is way easier for me. The main thing to consider with any game is the primary gameplay loop, which in this game is fishing. I wanted this to feel quick and responsive, so I took the Minecraft approach of click to throw into water, wait until it vibrates, click again to reel in. The other option was to have some form of minigame like in Stardew Valley, but I think this works in Stardew because the fishing is only one option in a much wider net of primary loops. Like, imagine if in Stardew you had to play a minigame for every crop that you had to harvest. It would completely kill the flow, right? And this game has a pretty contemplative feel, and I don't want the player to feel on edge with some intense minigame. It would also be really boring when you played the same minigame for the 50th time in 10 minutes. Flow is something you have to think a lot about when making a game. If your game has a disrupted flow without the player screwing up somehow, then the player's immersion takes a total nosedive, and they're infinitely more likely to click away. Another point I want to cover is how I decided to name my project. I suck at naming stuff, flat out terrible. It always feels like a lot of pressure. This is the true first impression of your game, and no matter what Juliet said about sweet smelling roses, a name actually carries a lot of weight. The first name that I came up with was Fish to Survive or Fish for Your Life or something, but these names imply something fast-paced or intense. By the end of my project, it was clear that this isn't the tone that I wanted to get across. It's slow, contemplative, peaceful, so I changed the name to A Fisherman's Life. This makes the audience understand that they're getting in for a life simulation, something peaceful, something collected. I think it fits much better. Overall, my game placed third in the game jam out of 27, which I'm pretty happy with. Of course, game jam placements aren't necessarily a good metric, unless you're looking for a cheap ego boost. It comes entirely down to who winds up rating what games, and there are always going to be some which place higher or lower than they should. I'm happy with this game, and that's what matters. There are things that I would have taken further if I didn't have the time restraints, more items, different workstations, farming. But like I said, I had already overscoped this project up the wazoo, so those had to fall by the wayside. That being said, given the time constraints, I was really happy with this game, and I would be really happy to make more Scratch videos in the future. If you want that, please like this video and hit subscribe so that I know that this is something you would like to see. Apart from that, thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon with another. Bye!